Just waking up my intuition here. Hi, you guys. I thought today we talk about intuition, and so many people have been actually asking about this question. What are some of the questions people are asking?
What is intuition really?
What is intuition really? Well, it's something that each one of us has, but it's not something that each one of us uses. So I used to always hear that, what is intuition, and how do you know if you're intuitive, and how do you know if your intuition is on point? And it's kind of one of those things, at least this is how I think of intuition. It's one of those things that you got to practice, you got to work with, you got to pay attention to. And the more that you trust and listen to your intuition, the stronger that it gets. Now, this is the kind of funny thing with intuition, is that sometimes people will say, I don't know if that's my intuition speaking or if it's like my head speaking to myself saying to do something or not to do something. Is it my fear talking? Is it my hopes talking? How do I draw the line between intuition? And for me, when I very first started playing around with all this, I really played some games with it. So what I would say is I'd ask a question. Should I take this class in September? And I would say, hey, if I'm supposed to take this class in September, I'm going to see a purple balloon in the next 24 hours. And so what that did for me is it made me crazy to look for, purple balloons all the time. And I'd be like, and you can't Google purple balloon. Oh, hey, yeah, there's a purple balloon, You have to kind of see if a purple balloon shows up. And it's interesting that sometimes a purple balloon will show up when you're maybe signing into an appointment and the stationery has a purple balloon in it. Or you'll go and you'll see a little kid's backpack and they'll have like something on it. So purple balloons would show up randomly. And the whole thing about this is that by me paying more attention to the signs, I was opening myself up to a way to get answers that were mirrored back to me from the universe. So that was just a little game that I used to play to help open up my intuition. And at the end of the day, it was more about an engagement of saying, hey, you know what? Is information all around us? Are signs all around us? Can I be still within myself to gather my intuition? And once again, sometimes people have trusted their intuition and then it led them in the wrong direction. And then they're like, you know what, I'm not going to listen to myself again. So what I guess today I want to kind of share with you is how can you use your intuition and use crystals to help you open your intuition up? Because we're all going to have a story of an amazing time when we trusted ourselves, we trusted our intuition, and we might have a story where we trusted ourselves and it didn't go the way we wanted it to, and it might have led us down the wrong road. So, but such is life. It's all about learning. So there's some really amazing crystals that I think can help you with this. And this is one of my favorite stones right now. It's called Spectra Light. It's kind of labradorite on, steroids. It's just amazing. And it's just galactic, and it's just has all this dimension. It has light, and it has darkness, and it has all these things that are going on. But I love to play around with this because it's one of these stones that when you put it over your third eye, and once again, for some of you people, you guys maybe could do this, at sitting somewhere, but for others, maybe they're not as, wanting to do this in public. So this is one of these things that at nighttime, you could just lay a piece of Spectra Light over your third eye. And, you could even rub it and have the intention, I want to open up my intuition, which is about trusting your gut instinct. It's about trusting signs or things that you see within your head and correlating how that might be. Another really good game to play is that while you have a piece of this mineral on you, thinking about who pops to your mind, and maybe it's a friend you haven't talked to in a couple years. Well, you know what? Maybe pick up the phone and call that person. And if that person's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just called, I was just thinking of you, then it's slowly but surely you're starting to trust your intuition, this voice that goes on in your head that you hear when you tap into what they call your third eye. This is the reason why this is my new favorite obsession stone. It's because I just feel right now that I'm always into finding secrets or things that kind of unlock the key. And I feel when I work with Spectra Light, right now especially, it kind of helps me be in the right place at the right time, where it's almost as if you show up and you just missed, all these cars that were on the side of the road and whatnot. It's like your timing was that you either missed it, or maybe you were running late, and it just so happens that when you ran late, you got to bump into somebody you hadn't seen, or that there was an opportunity waiting. It's how we look at life. And I think that one of the big things with intuition is the whole world about trusting and about listening and about aligning yourself with timing, aligning yourself with your destiny. So Spectra Light right now is a really powerful mineral to work with if you feel that you have maybe got stuck, if you feel that you're not listening to your inner voice, into your inner intuition, and it helps you to bring the light back into your energy field. It helps you to bring the light back into this part of your body. So a really relaxing thing to do. It also helps to break up any confusion that you might have. Love amethyst as an intuition stone. So once again, is the amethyst going to give you your intuition? No. You already are intuitive. You just might need to strengthen that belief in yourself or strengthen the tools that you have. So I really like to, when you're opening up your intuition, which is really about listening to yourself and trusting yourself, is really having some time where you're putting the actual crystal on your third eye. You could do this by you could meditate with it, you could listen to music. Sometimes people will have a necklace that's long enough and they could put it over on their eye, but amethyst is another great one. It helps to clear the energy field. It helps to open up this area, because sometimes amethyst has been linked to a thing called the violet flame, where it's like a violet flame that's the color purple, and you see it kind of putting a flame right here, and it burns away all the things that clog your intuition, clog your inner eye to see the truth. So amethyst is a powerful crystal for that. Fluoride. Fluoride is a stone of peace, and I love this stone because it has all these different colors and dimensions with it. And you know what's really cool about working with crystals lately? It's kind of like what they say in Hollywood: if whatever you do, don't do anything with dogs and kids because they're going to upstage you. Well, I noticed this with crystals lately. They notice how some of them are really shining bright, and they just are, hey, look at me. These crystals are so amazing and they're so beautiful. But once again, just looking at fluoride makes you feel peaceful. It has this kind of taking a breath. And so when we take a breath and we listen and we get still, that's another way to open up our intuition, which is to open up to all these things where we're getting guidance, and the guidance is coming from within, and we're trusting ourselves. So I know one of the questions that a lot of people are asking is, why are people paying attention to their intuition now more than they used to? Why do people care all of a sudden? And the thing is that people care more so, I do believe now, is because we are empowered people. We are moving into a time frame where we want to say, you know what? I have all this within me. It's just about claiming it. It's about walking through those doors and saying, you know what? I can listen. I have the answers. I know. I just have to stop and be still. I have to trust that I know what is good for me. I have to just take the time. And I think it's something where we're not giving our power away so much. We're not looking for so many other people to tell us what's right for us. And that's why I love why it's so important to work with the energy of the earth, is because it's a grounding mechanism. It's something to hold on to when you want to get still and when you want to give yourself the gift of just some time and some silence and some breath. So, is there any other questions that you found that are kind of coming up a lot for people?
Just what's like one simple technique, regardless of what stone they use,
Okay.
that people can use to tap into their intuition?
Okay, so I'm a big believer of stating something that you want to create or something out loud, because I think your voice gives something power. So once again, I open up and I tap into my intuition. I am intuitive. And by saying that, you're cellularly opening all of that up, putting this on a crystal onto your third eye, and just maybe even saying a few times, I open up my intuition. I open up my intuition. I unlock my intuition. I clear anything in the way of fully embracing my intuition. I'm open to seeing my inner truth. I am intuitive. I trust myself. So just saying things in that positive, already active state, and then either laying back down, or if you want to do it while meditating, just holding it. And even just doing this for 3 minutes every single day for 11 days is a really simple way to help you trust and to open that up. And I also think it's important that when you're doing this, I always kind of like it from a researcher's point of view, is I'll keep a journal with me. And if I'm working on something for 11 days, I'll write down, hey, what did I get an intuitive hit on? And I'll write it down. And then I'll see, did anything happen within those 11 days? Did whatever I write down, or somebody I think of, did they contact me? Did their name come up a couple times? The thing is that sometimes we are very intuitive. We just don't pay attention to that part of our lives. And it's so important because it opens the door not only to something bigger than ourselves within ourselves, but it helps us remember that we are extremely powerful, magnificent people, and we do have a lot of answers that are within. And so this goes back to healer, heal thyself. Opening up your intuition is something that you already have. Everybody has it. It's just a matter of working with it to make it stronger. So thank you. Namaste.